I look at my problem, identify my four many denominators, m squared, 3, m, and 6. The least common multiple of those four many denominators is 6m squared. So I'm going to multiply through by 6m squared over 6m squared. Now some people, rather than just writing it this once and distributing it through, like to write that 6m squared next to each fraction so that there's something physically to cancel with in each corner. Notice in that top left corner I just crossed off the m squareds and all we have left over is 6. In the upper right corner the 3 and the 6 cancel, making a 1 and a 2. So we have 2 that was there already times the 2m squared, making 4m squared. Down below in the bottom left, the m will cancel with one of the m's from the square, leaving 6m out to the left times the one that's there, 6m. And in the bottom right corner, the 6's will cancel, leaving us minus 5m squared. Now, that might be our answer, but we also might be able to simplify. So I'm going to factor the numerator. Notice that both terms are even and divide out of 2. 3 plus m squared. And then down below I can divide out an m, leaving 6 minus 5m. Now, since that does not cancel, it's no advantage having this over the original, so either one of these would be acceptable as the final answer. Now, after having finished a chapter on factoring, many people think that the second expression is more simplified because it's factored. But actually, the one up above is more simplified because it does not contain parentheses. Parentheses are considered a level of sophistication and not that of simplification. Okay, let's take a look at number 4. Let's line that up for you guys. Looking at our four many denominators of 7m, 7, and m, we know that the least common multiple of those four will be 7m. And that will be distributed into each of these four fractions. On the top left corner, the 7's will cancel, leaving m times m, m squared. On the bottom right, m's will cancel, leaving 7 times 7, so we're going to have minus 49. On the bottom left, the 7's will cancel, leaving 1 times m. And in the bottom right, the m's will cancel, so you have 1 times 7, which is plus 7. Now this time we notice that we've got the difference of two squares. So m plus 7 times m minus 7 up in the numerator, divided by m plus 7 down below, tells us that after the cancellation we have m minus 7 left over. And that will be the answer to this problem. Number 5. We look at our four many denominators again, p, 2, 3, and p. Each of them go into 6p as a least common multiple. So the entire expression is being multiplied by 6p over 6p. Again, let me emphasize why we're allowed to do this. We're allowed to do this because technically this 6p over 6p that we're multiplying by, which you can think of as 6p over 1 and 6p over 1, that fraction is equal to 1, and multiplying anything times 1, the multiplicative identity says that what you get is going to be equivalent to what you started with. So here we go, starting with the top left corner. When we do our distribution, the 6p will cancel out with the p, leaving 6 times the 2 that's already there, making 12. In the bottom right corner, the 2 cancels with the 6p, leaving it 3p times another p, so plus 3p squared. In the bottom left, the 3 will cancel with the 6, making it 2p times the other p, 2p squared. And in the bottom right, the p's cancel, leaving 6 times the 3 that's already there, so minus 18. Okay, I'm going to factor this. In the numerator, I can divide out of 3, and I'll have left over 4 plus p squared. That's the sum of two squares, which does not factor. And in the bottom, I'm going to factor out a 2, leaving p squared minus 9. We note that that is the difference of two squares and can be factored into p plus 3 times p minus 3. So that is an optional way of writing the answer, but it serves no purpose because we see no cancellation about to occur. So we can leave our answer in the original form, in this form, or in the form we would get after factoring down the difference of two squares. It's your call. Problem number 6. The whole numbers can be written to be over 1. We're going to multiply through by k over k, because k is the least common denominator of the four many denominators. Distributing through, on the top left there's nothing to cancel with, so we have 6 times the k. In the second fraction the k's cancel, so we have plus just the 6 after those k's cancel. In the bottom left corner there's nothing to cancel with, so we have 1 times k, which is k. And in the bottom right corner the k's cancel, leaving plus 1. Now up above in the numerator we can factor out the 6, and it will then cancel with that k plus 1 down below, and we have a final answer of 6 for that expression.